What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Breaking News. PPP portal opens as Eidl loan heats up. It is Wednesday, July the 28th, 2021. Please do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up. Hashtag Eidl with the comments flowing. Wow, what a day on Twitter, right? At Try Small Biz, username is Small Biz Inc., where thanks to you guys, we are letting the SBA and Miss Isabel Guzman in particular not get away with trying to put lipstick on a pig. So in today's, what I hope to be somewhat short video, I want to talk about progress with the live venue grant, including an appeal process that if you got shortchanged, you're going to be able to get some more money in the next couple of weeks. And what in the world is this portal that the SBA is now have direct, where 6.5 million of you can go to the SBA website and get your PPP loan forgiven up to 150 G's, and anything else that I could happen to think about, including how long does it take, Jason, from when I get approved for my Eidl loan increase to the money shows up in my account. So pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine, whiskey on a big rock. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am feeling better today than I was yesterday, so thank you very much for the well wishes. Everybody that watched the video should know the hell I'm talking about. But I got to admit, I had a frustrating day because I am in the weeds. I'm duking it out, right? I'm giving her a right cross, an uppercut. I'm trying to give her the Mike Tyson. I am not going to let Miss Isabel Guzman and her grandstanding get in the way of the facts that I just pointed out to the investigative reporters. It is a stone cold fact in the last 6 months of the targeted Eidl advance, there has been 2.5 million applications and 299,000 as of last week have been funded. So the vast majority, over 90%, have not gotten a fucking dime from the SBA in 2021. And with respect to the 24 months of working capital, i.e. the Eidl loan increase, it's even worse. Based on our best sources, at least 2 million people have applied out of 3.8 million that got a loan in the last 16 months. 2 million of those, or roughly half, are looking for more money. And many of them have been in the queue now for 4 or 5 months. And as of last week, a grand total of 65,000 of 2 million plus have gotten their money from the SBA. So when you do an average of the two, 299,000 out of 2.5 million on the $10,000 targeted Eidl advance, 65,000 funded on the Eidl increase out of 2 million, you get somewhere in the vicinity of 95%. Let me say this as clear as I can and somewhat calmly. 95% of every small business of any size that has applied at SBA.gov in the last 6 months of this year, known as 2021, has not gotten a fucking dime from Miss Guzman and the hardworking folks, in many cases, at the SBA. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see any more of this grandstanding. What about the vast majority of us, 95% that are hanging on by our fingernails? Many of them been accused of being late on child support when they don't even have any fucking kids. Or this one really gets me. You're dead. Well, if I'm fucking dead, how in the world did I fill out the application in the first place? So, all that aside, we heard yesterday, and they're now on the hook. They're saying that everybody's targeted Eidl advance application, loan increase, the 24 months of capital, is going to be reviewed by August the 15th. So that's at least 500 to maybe 750,000 plus that are going to have to be reviewed, meaning you're going to get rejected or declined, many of you for unverifiable information, and they won't tell you without a major investigation on your part exactly why you got declined. And some of you are going to get lucky and they're going to say, okay, it looks good. But then what? It's a hurry up and wait game. Your loan officer is going to reach out by phone and email and say, hey, I've got a hold of your case. You need to send me a 4506T, hopefully they have it on file. You need to send me a copy of your driver's license and a voided check front and back in PDF format. You may be asked to send a 2202, which is your liabilities. And no, do not put your home mortgage on there. Just use business credit cards or any major long-term commitments that you have outside of your mortgage. The idea is to keep your cost of goods or services with respect to your application low, so you get more money. And then you may have to send articles of incorporation. They really only do that if they smell a rat. And then, of course, you have the hazard insurance, or what some call commercial insurance. I got mine at Biberk, Biberk. I think I paid $40 for upwards of $1 million. It's somewhere around that. It wasn't that outrageous. So I am going to include a frequently asked question link tomorrow that has answers to 2/3 of your questions. But this is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. And today's not going to be a long video. We are in the fight of our life. And I've been doing this now for 16 months. The biggest challenge that we have, and you've heard me say this over the course of the last few months, is there's not a single senator from either party, not one that has come out in support of the middle income community. You would think someone would say, you know what, if I'm in a tight race or I want to guarantee myself re-election in 2022, why don't I come out right now? Do you realize the minute someone comes out, whether it's a Democrat or Republican, and says, you know what, I personally think the fact that we've turned our back on 5 to 7 million middle-income folks that are already in the SBA queue, and we're now spending taxpayer money to go out and acquire by radio, television, and email low-income voters so we can tip the scales in our favor. Somebody come out and just say, hey, I'm a middle-class representative in this country. John Cornyn, middle-class Dallas. Jackie Rosen, middle-class Las Vegas. Neither one of those have said a fucking word in the last 4 months. If you want to waste some of your Saturday or Sunday afternoon, go on Twitter and go down your congressmen and women and your 2 senators. Look for anything related to middle income or middle class small business owners. And God forbid you'll never see, and I got kind of a kick out of this about 10 minutes ago when I was having a sip of my coffee. When's the last time you saw the SBA or Miss Isabel Guzman do a story, one of those airy-fairy bullshit stories, on some middle-aged white guy that's successful out in the middle of fucking Arizona or Iowa or Nebraska? Answer, never. You will never fucking see that. You know why? Because they're an agency that's all about class warfare. It's a racist, discriminatory, wealth redistribution institution that is currently acting on behalf of the Democrat Party. And what they don't realize, and I remind this to them on an hourly basis, instead of taking money like Elizabeth Warren would like to do from guys like Jeff Bezos, they're taking it from the middle class. They're not taking money out of high-income community members with respect to the SBA. No, it's 5 to 7 million that are sitting there waiting for over a year in many cases for the 10 grand we promised them in a CARES Act, but they're not giving it to you. So they're actually spending your fucking money to go out and buy lists and acquire low-income voters. Folks, we are in a very dangerous situation right now. In fact, I put this on my wall. The SBA just lost another hearing or a lawsuit. I've got to dig through it. I saw it was, let me get it here. Nicolette Glazer. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm fired up today. I'm fighting like fucking hell on your behalf. I always will. But we are up against an institution that is willing to go down in flames, because here we are again. They lose another hearing. Nicolette Glazer. Boom. Fed judge denied Biden administration efforts to dismiss our complaint challenging the shameful SBA policy of denying vital EIDL CARES Act loans to companies solely based on immigration status of the shareholders or the corporations. So look, they've lost to the strip clubs. They've lost to the white farmers. They lost to the Asian and white restaurateurs where they had to rescind 3,000 of folks that deserved the money just to pay the plaintiffs that won the case. And now we have another lawsuit. To my knowledge, the SBA has not won anything in the last several months, but have they changed their tune? Have they gotten off the Titanic and said, gee, you know, we're losing lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. We're sitting on $250 billion plus of money. We've got people lighting our ass on fire like this guy on an hourly basis. Maybe we should open it up and be fair, right? Remember when we went into lockdown, and we may in fact be going into another semi-lockdown right now? What'd they tell us? We're all in this together. Right. What about middle-class fucking Joe, the current president of the United States? And I really don't give a fuck for all you hardcore Democrats that get irritated with me. I may, in fact, be one. I have definitely voted blue on a number of occasions in my life. In fact, I thought Slick Willie Bill Clinton was one of the best presidents we ever had. Why? We had massive budget surpluses. He got along with Newt Gingrich and the Republicans. We had some ounce of bipartisanship in this country. Now we've got none of that. It's all or fucking none. And the Democrats at present, as they're going further and further to the left, they're willing to be the martyrs. They're willing to go down in flames. They're willing to lose every single lawsuit as they deprive millions of you watching right now around this country of the money that you were promised. But as I've said a million times before, I ain't going anywhere until it's up to 15 grand. That's my new lingo now. Up to 15 grand in targeted and supplemental grants, $2 million loan caps, 24 months of working capital. And yes, despite the fact that one of the articles pointed out that the Eidl loan is not going to be forgiven, I am not giving up on that because Ben Cardin has publicly said, along with some members in the Problem Solvers Caucus in the House, that you should never pay the SBA a single fucking dime with respect to this lockdown and something that we call COVID-19 20, 21, 22. So until next time, always remember, ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every single one of you. And thanks for watching.